Yo, what's happening everyone? William Johnson here, and this is another percussion tutorial. It's been a while since I've done any percussion instruction on the channel. I'm excited to get back to the cajon. In this episode, I'm going to go over a few exercises that I think will help out in a pop rock context. So we're going to talk about not talk about, but this is mostly going to be in a time signature of like 4/4, so common time, right? So like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, so that sort of thing. All right, so the exercise, we're going to start off with our right hand and we're going to play 4 bass notes. Okay, we're just going to play bass on every count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to remember good posture, not slumping down, right? It's like we're doing a doggy paddle, only we have a nice curve straight back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have to lean way down here. We want to stay up here, right where our bass is in our sweet spot of the cajon for the bass. Now with our left hand, okay, my left, your right, we're going to play a snare on every second and every fourth beat, which goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to really pay attention that every time we hit the snare, regardless of if it's a higher pitch or a lower pitch, that it sounds the same each way. And we can experiment by playing different types of snares, but you want to be intentional, all right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 4 measures in a row, and then we're going to switch hands, all right? So it'll sound like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the second measure, 2, 3, 4. Third time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll switch, 2, 3, 4. And then do 4 measures, and then we'll switch again. So we're basically doing the 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing that 4 times, and then we switch hands. Now when we play the snare, we're playing it at the exact same time that we're playing the bass, okay? And this is just an exercise to get you to be able to switch, but also to focus on tone and to get familiar with all of these mechanics in playing in like a 2/4 rock pattern. Boom, cat, boom, boom, cat, or boom, cat, boom, cat, with the bass on the 4 and the floor, right? Bass on every single beat, okay? It's just an exercise to work on that, all right? So again, it'll look like this. I'll speed it up a little bit. Remember, we're playing at it when we do the snare at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Second one, third one. Last time. For the switch, switch hands. Again, 1, 3. Again. Last time. Switch. Third time. I think it was the third time. Last time. And then we'll switch. And you just keep doing that. Pick an allotted time, like 5 minutes, and don't do anything but that. Focusing on the separation of tone. Okay? So it's really good, that being said, to use a metronome. Use a metronome and set it at a tempo, a speed that is slow and steady, that you can just work on the repetition. Repetition is very important, right? So we're working this in as a routine, and this will, I think, will really help when you start playing, you know, and if you're playing it faster in a more practical sense, it could actually sound like a rock groove. Right? And you can change the sound here. Instead of this, you can change that up, all right? Now, we're going to add the second exercise, all right? Which is the same thing, but we're going to add something. We're going to add a fingertip where the bass is playing. So we're going to go 1, and then after each bass note, we're just going to raise our hand up and play with the fingertips, okay? We're going to play the bass and then raise our hand up and play fingertip. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? So that's what we're going to do. 3, and 4, and. But we're going to keep playing that snare on every second time and every fourth time or beat. Same thing, okay? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We'll go really slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? And do that for 4 measures or 4 times, counting to 4, then again counting to 4, then again counting to 4, then again counting to 4. Turn a metronome on. Try to do it and actually count. Let's do that really slow. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bad counting. And 2 and 3 and 4. That's 2 now. 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. That when it's bad counting on my hand. I probably counted in slower and then I ended up going faster. A lot going on in the brain when I'm doing this, right? All right, so anyhow, we do that same way as before, 4 times, switch hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you'll switch after 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's good exercise to start working on the control of that. And in a practical sense, that can help when we start incorporating this type of groove. Now, notice that I was doing the same thing, but I'm adding fingertip. Little messy there. Okay, I like to also add fingertips where my snare is. So I was trying to make sure that I just do it down here with the exercise. But it's going to get you involved in doing that. You can do the same thing. Instead of the bass, you can do it with your snare hand. 1, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So instead of going 1 and fingertip down here where the bass is, we can go 1 and, right? And then 2 and, all right? So that's just, those are 2 bass exercises basically that you can use to work on playing, to incorporate into your playing. All right, the next and third exercise and final exercise for this particular episode is going to be working on the snare and the placement. What I mean by placement is time. So we've been playing on every second beat, 1, 2, 3, 4. But what we want to be able to do is play that snare anywhere. And more importantly for this particular episode is we want to be able to play it on the downbeat, meaning on the count, where I'm counting the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of those numbers that I'm going boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the downbeat, is what we consider the downbeat, right? But we want to be able to play the snare on, or the in between those numbers, or the upbeat. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, we want to be able to play 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the upbeat. And we often count that as the and. So if we're talking about eighth notes. Okay, you can see a couple videos in the description below about music theory as it pertains to rhythm to talk more about counting, all right? But basically the idea is going to be this, and this is the exercise. We're going to play 4 times on every second and fourth beat, okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now we're going to play on every and of 2, an and of 4, or the note right after, an eighth note right after beat 2 and beat 4, which looks like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. I'll count the whole thing for you. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Do that 4 times, and then switch. 1 back to the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 times. 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we switch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And last time. And 2 and 3 and 4. And switch back. 2, 3, 4. All right? So do that with your other hand as well. Now what we're doing by practicing that is being able to play on that downbeat, the snare, or the upbeat. So when you play grooves like, then you have no problem with that on the upbeat, all right? That's what's happening in grooves like that. Or if we want to improvise or take beats away and put beats back in. For instance, I don't want to play on, let's say I don't want to play the snare on the second beat. Let's say I want to play a snare on the and of 2 instead, and then play on the 4. All right, so instead I want to go like this: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 2, 3, right? Doing the exercise like this helps me to learn how to count properly, and it also helps me to be able to place the note wherever I want to in different places. And then when I'm learning a new song in this genre or this style, and I hear the snares playing somewhere perhaps where I'm not as familiar, I can count it out and go, oh, he's playing on the upbeat, or he's playing an 8th note on the upbeat. Anyhow, it's a good exercise to start learning if you're starting off to play, instead of just playing on that second beat, to play an 8th note on the upbeat right after that second beat. All right, it's a good exercise that I think will help out, and I've given this to some of my students in the past, just something to keep you working and keep you moving towards getting better at playing in this genre. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. God bless you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you, and I'll see you next time. No. God bless you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you, and I'll see you soon.